What's going on, guys? Today's episode we're gonna be installing the timing belt for the surf, and I've got all the bits here. I got the kit here. The kit comes with a timing belt, few seals, the tensioner, and the pulley. So I've already installed the pulleys and the timing cover plate on, and I've got the hydraulic tensioner there. Yeah, so we're just going to put the timing belt now, and then hopefully put the dry belt on, alternator back on, the AC on, and then we're going to get this running tonight, hopefully. Now, first, before you put the timing belt on, you've got to make sure that all the lines are pretty lined up. That's probably a bit off. There's a mark on the cam pulley, and then there's a mark on the fuel pump just on the side there, and then there's a mark on the crank pulley, which is that mark there. So once it's all lined up, and then you're ready to put the timing belt. You can't fuck this job up, because if you do, you'll fuck the motor up. Alright, let's do it. Also, before you put the timing belt on, make sure you got the right one. Best way to do it, check your belt's the right one, is just pretty simple. You're only going to have to pull it inside out, the belt, same as a new one, and then just mark it. Where's my mark? That's not right. Must be the old mark. Right out, that's the mark there. So I already marked it before. So that one there. So you just gotta turn it around all the way around every single groove, and if you get the right one, it should match up back to the mark that you just did. See that? That's how I do it. Also, when you put the belt on, make sure that you follow the arrow, which is clockwise. Alright, so it should be like that. And this belt has got a mark as well, so that's your line for your crank, your cam pulley. So that should line up with that groove there and that groove over there, and then there should be another line of mark over there, and that mark should line up to your fuel pump. So that's when you know you're pretty safe. Alright, so now once you get the timing belt on, you gotta double check that's lined up. Once again, double check that's lined up, and then the crank pulley as well. So if you're comfortable that you got it on right, and then you can pull this you can pull this pin out, because once you pull that out, that should tighten the belt up, and then yeah, you're all set for that. Which I'm about to do now. So now that I'm pretty happy with that, I'm going to pull the pin out, and that should tighten a little bit with that wee slack in there. Ready? And that should be tight. So that's pretty good. We're all set. So one thing as well, once you got a time belt on, you gotta make sure you check it. So you gotta turn the motor over twice just to make sure it's gonna line up back to that line there. Once you've done it, just to double check that you're not gonna hit any it's not gonna be piston to valve interference. So what I do, so I'll just use this bar there, just crank, I'll turn the motor over twice, and shit, it's 22. Hopefully that line will go back up there. Alright, just going to turn it around. So that line is going to start turning. See, it's a lot easier to turn the motor with that globe legs out. There's no compression there. So that's one turn, one revolution there. So we're going to do another one. Just make sure it's not going to hit. Oh. So here you go. That line there, the line on the belt doesn't matter as long as that pulley groove lines up with that, crank lines up, and the fuel pump lines up. And that should be good. Yeah, so we should be all sweet. See how that lines up pretty good. So just a tip before you get tricky, you don't want to put the fan on first, because once you put the fan on first, you can't, there's no way you can put this radiator on, because the bracket's there on the way. So what you want to do is just put this on first, the radiator on first, and then put this on, but just go halfway with the radiator, like go mid, and then slide the fan on the middle, just in between, and then hooked it onto those four studs over here. So now it's pretty much, I'm getting pretty close. Just gotta hook some of those vacuum lines there. Batteries on, cable on. Just the intake hose goes on top of the turbo. What else do you have to do? The coolant lines for the AC. Coolant lines here. Transmission cooler down there. Another coolant line down the bottom. And I think that's it. Just gotta put the oil filter. I got a new one in my truck. And just put oil. So I'm going to leave that off. I'm just going to put oil on top of it, give it a few cranks, make sure it lubricates the new cam, and yeah, hopefully I'll get it done pretty soon. Here's the update. I'm pretty much done. So I put the rest of these cam lubes to the cam lifters and the camshaft, just to give the extra lubricant. And just gotta put the put some oil there while the top covers off, just to make sure everything's getting lube. So yeah, just gonna put the intake on top. What else? Battery on. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm getting pretty close here. I've got the intake on. What else did I do? I drained the oil, put a new oil in. Oil filters on. I've got all the vacuum lines on at the back. So I got the cable on as well. I've just got to put the glow plugs in, which is, I should have done it before I put those intake. I should be alright there. Should be able to put that in there. But before you put the glow plugs in, if you're gonna reuse your old one, which my one's over here, we want to check it first if it's actually working. To check it, I'm gonna show you how I do it. So you pretty much gotta grab one, hook it to the negative on the ground side, which is that. So if it's in the vehicle, it's in the motor, this is on the block, so it's getting ground from the block. And just gotta connect the positive, so we'll turn that on, to here, to the very end. So that should glow if it works. There you go. See how it's glowing, really hot. It means that's working. I just go to the other side. So put that. And so the weather turns into shit, but that's alright because I'm getting there. Just gotta put the battery on. I got everything on there. Once it's on, I'm gonna crank it up. and hopefully it'll start alright. Yeah, weather's a bit shit.
뒤바퀴 넘치강의 부반대사 몽에루 부단어 다 나별이하게 간나와